There I was, small-time private eye. I'd gone into the business thinking that I could make some money at this thing. You know, catch a few women cheating on their husbands, catch a few husbands cheating on their men. Instead, I was trapped in the low rent district. Some of my cases were dangerous. You know, bad tempers and too much hooch sometimes causes people to throw large objects at you. A few guys had even threatened to put a little bit of daylight into me. One false move and I'd be being fitted for a wooden kimono. But still, it paid the rent most of the months. That's how I was thinking about how I was going to pay the rent this month when she walked through the door. You wonder about the guy with the music? Well, the union dues are pretty steep for a private eye, but if you're up to date, the guy with the sax comes for free. Yeah, she was a real dish. Eyes bluer than Venus sunrise, deeper than the national debt. She laid those peepers on me, I felt myself falling. Falling like a man going over a long waterfall and nothing but a barrel. She was dressed in $1 million rags. She had a figure to match. She had a set of oyster fruit around her neck that must have sent somebody back pretty heavily. Yeah, she was the kind of woman who had guys lined up, begging for scraps from her table. Well, this was one butt that wasn't going to get fitted for a collar and a leash. She said, "How's it going?" I said, "It just got better." What brings a dame like you into a place like this? A cliche, yeah, I know, but again, it's with the union dues, you gotta say it at least once per case. It's the rules. She said, "I'm looking for a guy." I said, "I'm a guy." She said, "No, you don't understand. This guy left a hole in my heart that you could drive a truck through." I said, "Yeah, those are the kind of guys I find." She said, "This guy left me with an itch." I told her, "They got medicine for that kind of thing these days." She said, "That's not the kind of itch I'm talking about. This kind of itch only one guy can scratch." "What do you want me to do?" I said. "Rub him out, read him the riot act, tattoo his melon?" "No," she said, "just deliver a message to him. Tell him that Mona isn't the kind of girl that you can love and leave. I'm not a dog. You can scratch on the belly and once you get my leg twitching, throw me into the pound. No one walks out on me. I'm the one who walks out on them." I said, "Pin your diapers on, sister. I'll take the case." I said, "Is this guy dangerous?" She said, "Only to a girl who falls for a quick line. Where he goes and who he hangs out with, yeah, it can get pretty iffy." I told her, "I always back a heater, I can take care of myself." She said, "It's probably true still. Be careful not to come down with any lead poisoning." She opened the purse and pulled out a lot of bills that made me wonder if they had to close Fort Knox. That was the most scratch I'd ever been close to. I took it, told her that I'd be on the horn as soon as I heard something solid. I watched her walk away, swaying like $1 million metronome. picked my jaw up off the ground as she glanced back at me, gave me a quick wink. Oh yeah, she had my number. Of course, she probably had more numbers than New York City football. Dame like that with a gumshoe like me? Nah, I didn't have a chance. Called my friend from the government. I'd done him a few favors. In return, he got me on the mainframe when I needed it. I described the guy, gave him a name, Artie something. He said he'd look into it. It wasn't that hard to look into. Found him pretty quick. Seems like Artie was well known to the government. He'd been seen by the wrong people. He'd been involved in a shootout between the feds and some wise guys who fancied themselves as some kind of rebels. Yeah, rebels without a clue. Like to hang around with a kind of tall, shiny guy. When he told me where the guy had been spotted, I let out a whistle. This guy was going to be hard to track down. This guy was more than international, more like intergalactical. Well, I grabbed some gear, a few set of clothes, and I hit the first crate and heading out of town. Headed to the outer rim, as it were. Well, it took me a few false leads and quite a bit of time, but I finally got into the vicinity. I was wondering what I'd gotten myself into. I mean, this guy was so off the beaten path, they're still probably figuring out what to call it. I saw the director before he saw me, when he took me for an easy mark, but I wasn't one to flim-flam so easy. I was ready to tell him to go climb a stone, but I thought that he might have some info for me, so I said, hey. Showed him 5 and said, showed him Artie's picture. He said, yeah, I know the guy. You're going to have to come up with some more cabbage. For a C note, I'll sing like a canary. I said, how about if I introduce you to Mr. Knuckles? And he said, all right, I'll talk. Oh, that one? Yeah. He and a tall guy. I've been seeing him pounded up near the outskirts of town, watering hole, across from a flop house. Couldn't get well greased, evidently. If he was right, this is going to be easier than eggs and toast. Finally found the spot, a little cantina, looked dustier than a camel in a sandstorm. There he was, hanging right out in front of the place with that tall, shiny guy. My songbird had been right. I approached him. I said, hey, Artie. Yeah, I'm talking to you. He looked at me, unblinking, taking me in. And then he answered me. And this is what he said. Say that again? Artie? All right, RT, R2, whatever. I got a message for you from Mona. She doesn't appreciate the fact you pulled a duster on her. Give her a call. She'll make you happier than a stormtrooper on shorty. He answered me. Didn't quite catch all that, but I did get the part where he said, "Wild droids can't be tamed." Well, Artie, I did my job. You don't want to go back to Mona, maybe I'll head home and try to catch her on the